Hey guys, Seleno here from PlayToEarn.net. Today is Weekly News Day, which means in this video, I'll be talking about major news that happened in the PlayToEarn gaming scene this past week to give you a recap. This is going to be a long video with the amount of news, so without further ado, let's get started. First up on our list, Mavis raises $150 million in funding after a $625 million Ronin hack. This funding round was led by Binance along with Animoca brands A16ZM, Axel, Dialectic, and Paradigm. We all know about what happened recently with the Ronin ecosystem. On March 23rd, due to a validator hack, Mavis' system suffered one of the biggest hacks in crypto history, where 173,600 ETH and 25.5 million USDC was stolen. All users who were affected by this attack will be reimbursed using funds gathered in this round together with the balance sheet funds of Mavis. According to the CEO of Binance, CZ Zhao, one of the companies that led this funding round, in order for the global ecosystem to continue thriving and maturing, it is imperative that we work together, especially when it comes to security, which is our strong suit. To help make security better, Mavis plans to increase the set of validator nodes from 5 to a group of 21 in the next 3 months. As of this recording, 5 more validators have been added. In more Axie news in relation to this, Mavis announced a $1 million bug bounty program after the Ronin hack. A few weeks after the hack mentioned above, Mavis launched a bug bounty program with rewards of up to $1 million in the form of AXS, Axie's governance token. This program encourages white hat hackers to find vulnerabilities on Mavis' website and apps, including the Ronin blockchain and smart contracts. The rewards for finding issues are grouped into tiers and levels. Smart contracts and blockchain exploits found are labeled as Tier 1 rewards, divided into 5 levels. Low being the lowest with a bounty of $1,000, and Fatal being the highest level for a whopping $1 million reward. Websites and apps are under Tier 2 rewards, with the low bounty rewards at $50 to $200 and the highest at $10,000 to $15,000. The white hat hackers do have to abide by the company's disclosure guidelines to be eligible for the bounties. It prohibits sharing their findings to anyone else online, unless given explicit approval by the team themselves. Other unacceptable behaviors are social engineering, physical damage to Mavis property, and denial of service attacks. And on the lighter side of Axie news, Mavis reveals first ever 3D footage for their upcoming Land gameplay. The new gameplay video shows a minute and a half of an early version of Land gameplay, which shows what this new mode will look like when switched from 2D to 3D. Shown in the clip are Axies gathering a variety of different resources, with the 3 main ways being gathering, producing, and crafting. We see a purple Axie chopping a tree, and a light blue Axie tending to the fields. It seems that there are many different items to produce like corn, carrots, tomatoes, and rice. These can then be processed into foods such as noodles and bread, while other recipes look like they require a blueprint. The team says this is a very early version of Land and that the final product will be more fleshed out. That's all I have about Axie and Mavis. Now to get to other news. Animoca Brands, a big investor in blockchain gaming, buys out Eden Games, a French developer known for Need for Speed, Porsche Unleashed, and F1 mobile racing. This is another move of Animoca Brands' continuous investment into blockchain gaming, going outside the realm of crypto to buy out an established game development company founded in 1998. Eden Games has primarily been focused on developing racing games the past 24 years, with their most famous titles being Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, F1 Mobile Racing, and Test Drive Unlimited. Animoca saw the company as a good fit for improving and expanding its crypto racing game ecosystem, Rev Motorsport, given Eden Games' extensive experience in the racing genre. Based in Lyon, France, Eden Games has previously worked under the umbrella of Atari SA, and later on as a subsidiary of Engine Media. More than 30 automotive brands have formed lasting relationships with the company, including Porsche, BMW, and Bugatti. The developer has sold more than 13 million physical game copies, while its mobile games have more than 60 million downloads. In more news about Animoca Brands' investment spree, the company has also acquired Darewise Entertainment, an indie game company working on a blockchain MMO called Life Beyond. Darewise Entertainment is a European startup consisting of more than 40 experienced developers who have worked on AAA titles, such as Dying Light 2, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Tom Clancy's The Division, and the Fable franchise. After the acquisition, the company will continue to be run by two AAA veterans, co-founder Benjamin Sharbit, a former Ubisoft game director, and Samuel Kahn, former Ubisoft and Crytek tech lead. Darewise Entertainment is currently developing their debut title, Life Beyond, which is a free-to-play, play-and-earn sci-fi blockchain MMO. The game will first be released on PC, with Animoca saying a series of free drops of the NFTs required to play the game will be announced soon. The game takes place on an alien planet called Zolos, where players can explore the environment, build homes on conquered areas, and trade a variety of different items. There will even be various political activities such as setting policies, holding elections, and more. The next piece of news is a game release that I have mentioned in my last video. Gala Games launches Town Crush in Alpha, which is the first game built on Gala's blockchain. Town Crush was made by the same art director as Town Star, another game in Gala's ecosystem. Town Crush is a match 3 game that uses the same elements as Town Star, such as fruits, crops, and farm equipment. The main goal of the game is to get the farmer to the highest stage you can by passing the levels and earning stars. Very similar to the popular game Candy Crush. It went into alpha testing on April 11th, marking the first phase of Project GYRI. This is the testing and preparation process towards migration to Gala's blockchain, whose name is still undecided. As of this recording, the testing for Town Crush has concluded, but the devs plan to bring it back in the future to gather more feedback. Up next, Sega could incorporate NFTs in their Super Game project. Initially announced in May of 2021, Sega's Super Game project is a long-term 5-year plan which is still a mystery. In November of the same year, Sega Sammy Holdings, the parent company, revealed that it might invest up to $880 million in the project. It was also revealed in a new interview that Super Game is more than just one AAA title and that NFTs might have a part to play. Super Game represents a 5-year strategic plan by Sega to create multiple interconnected AAA titles. They also made a deal with Microsoft in November last year to use their Azure cloud platform as a crucial component of the project. Sega recently filed a trademark for Sega NFT in January this year in Japan, which makes it more likely that NFTs will have a role in the company's Super Game. Another big company that may be using NFTs in the future is Activision. A new leak suggests that Activision may integrate NFTs in the Call of Duty franchise. An industry insider with a Twitter name Ralph's Valve has become known in recent months for leaking info related to the Call of Duty franchise. A new leak from Ralph's Valve suggests that Infinity Ward, one of the main COD devs, will be introducing new elements to account personalization, which are global calling cards, emblems, avatars, and statistics. Alongside that info is also NFT integration in future COD titles. Due to the rise in popularity of NFTs and blockchain gaming, bigger companies like Activision have been considering integrating NFTs for months now. But after the negative reaction from gamers towards companies like EA and Ubisoft, this idea might be dropped. But whether this leak is correct or not, various AAA companies have no doubt looked into or considered adding NFTs in their titles. Let's see how bigger AAA companies use and integrate NFTs in their games, and if they can actually help or deteriorate the gaming experience for players. Our next piece of news is about an NFT gaming tournament, and this one is a biggie. Crypto Raiders announces a $1 million play-to-earn tournament, making it the biggest prize pool so far in blockchain gaming history. If you don't know about Crypto Raiders, it is a play-to-earn dungeon crawler RPG where players fight their way through dungeons in search of NFT loot. It can be played on web, with hopes of eventually launching on iOS, Android, and Epic Games Store. The tournament, being called the Raider International 22, boasts a whopping $1 million prize pool, which is the biggest in the play-to-earn gaming scene so far. In this tournament, 2,500 players will fight it out for a share at the prize pool. You will need a tournament access pass to join it, which will be minted and divided into tiers. Active players of the game and stakers of Raider, the game's token, get priority in minting. Any passes that still remain will be put into a public mint. The pass can also contain potential goodies like a custom skin for your character or legendary mounts. The tournament is structured into a Swiss format followed by a playoff bracket. Everyone starts off with a special login to level the playing field and to emphasize that this is a skill-based tournament where the best player will win. Next up on our list is another game I've mentioned in my latest video. Blast Royale secures $5 million in seed round funding. First Light Games, the developers of Blast Royale, were delighted to announce that their first game managed to obtain $5 million in funding. The private token sale was co-led by Animoca Brands and Mechanism Capital. Blast Royale is a free-to-play play-and-earn battle royale game where 30 players fight it out with equipment in top-down gameplay. The winner and the top 5 survivors per match earn Blast, the game's token, which can then be used to craft items as well as buying and selling equipment. This also lets them participate in governance votes and gain special access to various NFT drops. First Light Games consists of various experienced developers who have worked on AAA titles for PC, console, and mobile devices. A few notable works that the team members were part of are Monument Valley 1 and 2, Fable, World of Warships, and Street Fighter 4. Blast Royale is expected to release their beta in Q3 of 2022. Up next is more news concerning validator nodes. Splinterlands plans to completely decentralize by switching over to Splinter Shard's validator nodes, which can be obtained by buying a license. These validator nodes will be used to verify Splinter Shard's transactions and regulate SPS Foundation funds, completely decentralizing one of the most popular and longest running games in the play-to-earn scene. If you don't know what Splinterlands is, it is one of the first collectible trading card games to be built on the blockchain. The new validator nodes will be used to prevent a small group of people from monopolizing rewards from staking SPS. SPS validator node licenses will be sold in the form of NFTs and will require a mix of SPS and voucher tokens, with 80% of the SPS being burned and all of the voucher being burned in the process. The licenses are expected to start going on sale in about a month, with 60,000 NFTs to be sold over 8 phases. The validator nodes will use a free and open software to run, which is still undergoing internal testing phase. Public testing will come in a few months before the official mainnet release. It will initially be available for Linux only, with Windows and Mac planned to follow suit. The system requirements to run the software is currently unknown, but the devs have stated that it will have relatively minimal hardware requirements. Next on our list is a game also included in my latest video. Swoops, a fantasy basketball game backed by Gary V, raises $3.5 million during a funding round co-led by Courtside Ventures and Alpaca VC. Aside from Gary V, the game is also being backed by the owners of NBA teams Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers. Swoops is a fantasy basketball game being built on Polygon. In this game, you manage a team of players that each have their own unique traits and skills to form the best lineup possible and beat other players' teams. The players are represented by NFTs, which will age over time. A few of the traits they have will be position, awareness, durability, and skills like offensive rebounding, inside scoring, and passing. These are the characteristics to consider when forming your team's lineup. The first NFT collection, called Season 1, will have a supply of 10,000 and will be minting this June. More players will be added every season, so the number of combinations of players and teams is pretty much infinite. A free-to-play version is planned to release this July, while the tournament mode with the prizes at stake is scheduled for this September. Speaking of game releases, Galaxy Fight Club recently went into open beta last April 20th. The same week it was approved on Google's Play Store and Apple's App Store. If you don't know about Galaxy Fight Club, it is a cross-IP play-to-earn PvP game described by the devs as the Super Smash Bros. Of the NFT universe. This is not because of the gameplay, but because the game features a vast array of partnerships with different NFT collections and blockchain games, whose NFT owners will be able to use the avatar they own in the Galaxy Fight Club game. A few projects that have teamed up are BAYC, Illuvium, Crypto Raiders, Cyberkongs, and more. The project also has their own collection of NFTs called Galaxy Fighters. The game also has a free-to-play mode for those who don't own an NFT, and the game features a top-down perspective where players can use various weapons. There are 4 game modes: 3v3, 1v1, Battle Royale, and Tournaments. The former 3 are free to play for anyone, but tournaments can only be played by Galaxy Fighter NFT owners. 3v3 is the main game mode where every win earns you keys, either silver, gold, or partner keys. The type of key you can get depends if you are playing for free, using a Galaxy Fighter NFT, or using a partnered collections NFT. Keys can be sold as NFTs or used to open loot boxes which can contain goodies. 1v1 mode is a fight between 2 players, and the first to get 10 kills wins the match. There are no rewards for this mode. Battle Royale is a free-for-all between 10 players in a shrinking arena where the last one standing wins. Rewards for this mode are not yet announced. Tournament mode is only available for NFT owners, where teams of 3 can earn more than 2 ETH per week. They actually just recently announced 2 tournaments that will be happening soon. The first one is called the GFC Qualifier Cup. This is an internal GFC tournament where 16 to 32 teams battle it out for the number 1 spot with 3 ETH at stake. They also have the chance of winning Genesis Galaxy Fighters and special limited edition cosmetic items. The preseason tournament starts in around 2 weeks, and again, players need to own a Galaxy Fighter NFT to join. You'll also need to have a pre-made team of 3 people, which means you can't join alone. Teams that finish first and second in the Qualifier Cup will earn a spot in the second tournament, the Open Championship. This will happen in June, where there are huge prizes expected, worth around 100 ETH or $300,000. Aside from these tournament news, Galaxy Fight Club also announced that they have officially become one of the projects to be listed on Coinbase. They also mentioned that PlayToEarn is not yet ready for the game, and they plan to do a rollout of PlayToEarn mechanics once the tournaments and land sales are over. Up next, another much-awaited release is on the news. Cool Cats releases Cooltopia, a gamified ecosystem for Cool Cats NFT holders to enjoy. Cooltopia opens up new things for holders of the NFT to do, but this release is only 1% of its full version. In this 1% released so far, Sapphire Town is available to holders. In Sapphire Town, NFT holders can claim their very own cool pet. Each cool cat can only hatch 1 cool pet. Cool pets currently come in 4 different elements, either water, grass, fire, or air. They can be sent to do different quests to earn items or the token of the ecosystem called milk. Quests also come in different rarities, from common to legendary, and cool pets can do up to 10 quests per day. Cool cat holders also earn milk passively, claimable every day. In Sapphire Town, you can buy pet supply boxes from the Cool Shop using milk. All milk used this way is burned. The contents of the box are unknown until you open them, and you have the chance to get items that can grow your cool pet. You will need to interact with your pet with these items to get them through the various stages of growth until it reaches its final form. But items can only be given 5 times a day. You can also buy the item you need directly from other players on the marketplace, if you don't want to risk opening a pet supply box. If you get items you don't need from a box, you can also sell them here. Other features to be added to Cooltopia in the future are crafting, housing, and even battling. For our next piece of news, Genies, a company enabling avatar ecosystem creation, acquires $150 million in Series C funding round, now valued at $1 billion. Genies is an LA-based company partnered with Warner Music Group and Universal Music Group. They aim to provide tools for everyone to create avatar ecosystems. This latest funding round, led by tech-focused investment firm Silver Lake, puts the company at $1 billion valuation. They previously raised $100 million from investors like Bob Iger, a former chief executive at Disney, who has now become a board member for Genies. Founded in 2017, Genies aims to provide avatars you can use and also tools needed to create entire avatar ecosystems. These include avatars, fashion, collectibles, spaces, venues, and social experiences. Because of their partnership with Warner Music Group and Universal Music Group, Genies also has the rights to create wearable NFTs that resemble celebrities who are part of the mentioned groups. As of this recording, they have released The Warehouse, where you can buy and sell NFTs. This was made in collaboration with Dapper Labs and built on the Flow blockchain. Speaking of valuations, the Sandbox is also eyeing a new funding round. According to several unnamed sources sharing confidential information, the Sandbox is negotiating with new and current investors on the potential of an upcoming funding round, reportedly seeking to acquire around $400 million, valued over $4 billion. The terms for the round, such as the previously mentioned valuation, may very well change with market conditions. If you don't know what the Sandbox is, it is a gaming metaverse platform which allows users to buy and sell voxel-styled NFTs like land, art, and equipment. Sebastian Borge, co-founder and COO of the Sandbox, mentioned earlier this month that they would look to hire aggressively, but no information on the scope of a new funding round was given at that time. Last November 2021, the Sandbox previously gained $93 million in a Series B round led by SoftBank Vision Fund 2. This also marked SoftBank's first crypto-related investment. HSBC, a British international bank, became the first bank to purchase a plot of land in the Sandbox, with plans to engage and connect with sports, esports, and gaming enthusiasts. Warner Music Group, Adidas AG, and Carrefour SA are other companies that also bought land. The Sandbox has also built up more than 200 partnerships with different brands and personalities, including Ubisoft, Adidas, The Walking Dead, Deadmau5, Snoop Dogg, Warner Music Group, and the Smurfs, to mention a few. These are some pretty big names in their industry. While we're talking about big names in their industries, the CEO of Square Enix also had something to say about play-to-earn gaming. Yosuke Matsuda, the CEO of Square Enix, which is the publisher of Final Fantasy, has recently reaffirmed his interest in blockchain gaming in an interview with Yahoo Japan. He continues to express his willingness to develop play-to-earn blockchain games despite backlash from his previous statement in a New Year's letter. The CEO of the renowned game publisher thinks focusing totally on developing traditional games is not enough for the conglomerate, and states his desire to work on autonomous game content in the future. He also believes players who play to contribute should also be incentivized for their work and creations in the form of crypto, and that in doing so, it could spark a new life into user-generated content. Like I mentioned earlier, his previous statement showing interest in NFTs and blockchain technology garnered mixed feelings. Although it caused an 8% increase in the company's share price that time, the opinion from people in the gaming industry and gamers were divided. Up next, Big Time launches into early access for Gold Pass owners. Big Time, an online action RPG being developed by AAA quality developers, was officially released into early access last April 19th. This version is only available for owners of the Gold Pass NFT. Holders of this NFT can now redeem it on the game's website, and once redeemed, the NFT is burned. After this, you are given the option to download the game's launcher and try it out. A few more perks for Gold Pass owners is access to a private VIP Gold Pass Discord server, ongoing tutorials with the game team during EAL, and onboarding livestream from the game developers themselves. They also get to enjoy insane drop rates in-game, with a wide range of valuable NFTs able to be dropped. Holders of the other passes, namely Silver, Jade, and Ruby, will be able to play the early access version at a later date. The order being Silver, Jade, and then Ruby. The game features third-person action gameplay with 4 different classes to choose from: Time Warrior, Chronomancer, Shadowblade, and Quantum Fixer. Classes are flexible so you can adjust to your team's needs. You can team up with up to 6 players to raid procedurally generated dungeons, with AI filling the spot if the team is lacking. Dungeons can reward you with NFT items that you can sell on the game's marketplace. And outside dungeons, you can interact with other players in social spaces and open world levels. Next on our list, Framework Ventures plans to invest half of a $400 million fund into blockchain gaming. Framework Ventures, an investment firm focused on crypto, has decided to use the $400 million it raised to invest in crypto companies. The fund was raised in the firm's third funding round called FV3, which was oversubscribed. The venture capitalist firm plans to invest in startups that are diving into DeFi, Web3, and blockchain gaming, with the latter receiving around $200 million from the most recent capital raised. Framework Ventures is based in San Francisco and is one of the earliest VCs to invest in DeFi, financing projects like Chainlink, The Graph, Tokamak, and Aave. Their most notable investment in blockchain gaming is Illuvium, an upcoming open-world auto battler built on Ethereum by a team of AAA developers. As of this recording, Framework manages about $1.4 billion worth of assets, making them one of the biggest investment firms in crypto. Up next, Louis Vuitton launches new gaming NFTs for Louis the Game. The French luxury fashion brand announced recently that it is adding new gaming NFTs to their mobile game, Louis the Game. The update adds 10 new NFTs that players have a chance to get by winning an NFT raffle. To be eligible to join the raffle, you need to obtain a certain number of free NFTs in the game first. Once you've met that requirement, you are eligible to take part in the raffle, which closes on August 4th. Louis the Game is a game on Android and iOS where you explore diverse areas as Vivian, on a quest to find all 200 collectible candles to celebrate Louis Vuitton's 200th birthday. It was built on the Unreal Engine and has been downloaded more than 2 million times as of this recording. The game's goal is to educate the players about the brand's 200-year history, with each candle uncovering bits of information about the luxury fashion company. The game also has time trials aside from the story mode, allowing you to compete with friends. And for our last piece of news, Summoner's War Lost Centuria adds play-to-earn gameplay mechanics. The mobile spin-off from the popular Summoner's War franchise by South Korean game publisher Cooltopia introduces new in-game currencies that can be converted into crypto. This makes Summoner's War Lost Centuria the first game on C2X, a blockchain gaming platform built on the Terra blockchain. Their first anniversary update tweaks the monster progression system by introducing ancient runes, which are craftable using the new in-game currencies called Magic Power Dust and Ancient Crystals. Magic Power Dust can be earned by completing daily quests, while Ancient Crystals can be obtained through seasonal rewards. Both these new currencies can be exchanged into crypto. Magic Power Dust can be sold for LCT, a unique digital currency for Lost Centuria, while Ancient Crystals can be swapped for C2X tokens. Both C2X and LCT can be exchanged at the C2X station. If you don't know about Summoner's War Lost Centuria, it is a mobile strategy RPG where you form a team of 8 units to fight against monsters and other players. The combination of your units and their formation is important, so it does require a bit of thinking. The game is available on Android and iOS. And that's a wrap for this week's News Day. What are your thoughts about the news I talked about today? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back same time next week to give you another weekly recap. And for more info on everything about blockchain games, check out our website at PlayToEarn.net, where we have the largest database of games that have all the info you need. That's it for today. See you next video.